What's up? Hopefully my audio's good. So, alright, so on my way to a service call, alright? So this is obviously about air conditioners. Alright, so this customer, he has two air conditioners that he say both are not cooling. Alright, let's dive into it then. So, there's could be a couple things wrong with his when he says it's not cooling, but I'm gonna tell you pretty much the main thing that's wrong when it's not cooling. So first thing you want to know is everything else is in operational, meaning the fans blowing, you got air coming out, maybe it's just not cool, and as long as everything else is working and it's not cooling or cooling up to temperature, that represents one thing, okay? But before I tell you that one thing, because it's an easy answer, we still have to do some kind of diagnostics, which we can do with no tools. We could just understand the process of the air conditioner and we know the problem before we even look at it. All right. So you have a couple scenarios in the RV world as far as the air conditioners, which we see a lot. Let's talk about main thing everybody knows is capacitors. Okay, I'm gonna give you a couple breakdowns, a couple simplified answers, so you could diagnose your AC without any tools, without looking at it, without anything. Okay. All right. So number one, and but guys probably gonna have to review this video or take notes, whatever. Number one. So, and I don't care which AC you have, whether it's Dometic, Coleman Mach, Farion, GE, whatever you have, okay? Um, I will say one of the main things we get a call about is, or if your RV AC is, let's say, tripping a breaker, okay? Now, when it's usually tripping a breaker, that means that two things. Either A, it's on a 15 amp circuit, which it should be on a 20, and I see that all the time, and it should be on a 20. So you want to A, look for that, okay? And if it's on a 20 breaker and it's still tripping, then that's representing that that compressor is bad because 20 amps you only get to 20 amps, and usually it gets up maybe to 18 or something like that, give or take, when it first starts, unless you got a soft start on there. But let's just dumb it down, make it real easy, okay? If in fact compressor on that particular AC is bad, that's basically what that's telling you, okay? So if that's the case, the AC unit is defective and must be replaced. Period. Simple. Nothing to talk about. All right. So if that's your case, breakers popping, time for a new AC. Nothing to talk about. Number two. All right. So number two thing we're going to talk about, which you probably heard a lot and a bunch of people talk about, is the um, capacitor. Okay. So you have a run capacitor and you probably have a fan capacitor, or some of the capacitors are joined together with the running the fan and the herm there. So I'm gonna tell you a quick way how you capacitor is working or not. It's very simple. So, and again, we diagnose it with no tools and without even looking at the AC. We can tell what the problem is. Okay. So 90% anyway, not 100%, because I know I'm gonna get some slack from some other texts saying, "Well, how you know it ain't this?" And I'm talking about pretty much this is what it is. 90% high percentage. This is what your problem is. Okay. So if in fact you turn on your thermostat and you're not getting anything, anything, first thing you want to do is check your breaker. Okay, make sure your breaker is popped. So if your breaker is good and you're not getting anything, that's representing bad capacitor. Not getting anything. We know we got power going to the control board. Control board, we got power going to the AC. That's, if you don't have no tools, those two things to look at. Got the control module, the control board to that AC, or the capacitor. If it's not going on, I'm gonna go with the capacitor. Okay. If in fact we know we got power and that AC is okay. So those two things. All right. Now I'm approaching my job, which is the two ACs I have to look at. Okay. And this is what I wanted to tell you what was his problem. All right. So his problem is that both ACs are not cooling. So this leads me to the third issue that I want to, tell you how to diagnose. So as a master certified tech, I already know pretty much what the problem is. So first thing when someone complains and say that it's not cooling all the way, we want to check the freon level. So we're going to check the freon level. So what we're going to do is check the amp draw on the AC unit, and that's going to tell us if it's low or not. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. I'm approaching the job. I'm going to test the amp draw. That's first on each unit. After that, I'm going to come back for part two of this video and tell you what the problem is. So just a quick recap. As you know, simple. We got A, bad compressor if the breaker keep popping. Two, the capacitor if we know we got power and nothing's cutting on. Capacitor. Number three, if it's not getting cold, it's the freon level. Okay. So I have a cheat sheet which I usually give to my students who take my course and take my class. So I'm sharing with you guys the same thing, how to make things easy and break things down for you. Okay. So I will get back to you on part two and let you know what I found on these two ACs. Talk to you soon.